Oh, my friends, this is just way too good to give up. Vox Stoica is the channel that is presenting meditations of Marcus Aurelius summarized, because it was like 5 hours to listen to the whole thing. This runs 31 minutes. Absolutely unbelievable the insight this guy had. Marcus Aurelius was a Roman emperor, and he had the Pax Romana, which was the longest peace in history, I think, of ever, because there's nothing but wars. There's nothing but a slaughterhouse of humanity, and he broke down every little bit and piece of how you have to interact with society to be a ruler and to be able to establish an order where everybody feels like they're part of the same process and well treated, and nobody seems to be superior in excess to the others, and everybody's feelings should be taken into account, and you should turn things to your, in other words, never get upset. And he's talking about complaining. Never ever complain. He says, don't whine, don't complain. Don't be overheard complaining, not even to yourself. Don't complain. Now, I'm a complainer. He's in a different situation than I am. Now, he's trying to rule a country. I'm trying to change the world. Obviously I'm not anywhere near the place where he was. He was in threat of his life every day because people get upset. They don't want you to take something from that area and give it to somebody else, or taxes and all the different things that happen, and everybody wants their way, and that's just the way. But this is just absolutely fabulous. You should watch this. It's Meditations of Marcus Aurelius. This is a summarized one, and very, very, very well done. So I'm trying to think to myself, should I complain? Has that helped me? Nothing really has helped, to be perfectly honest with you. It's we're getting out there, but he focuses in on. He says there's some people, they're just not going to go with you no matter what. Doesn't matter what you do, they are gonna just not going to do it. They have turned their eyes away, turned their hearing away, turn their way away from truth, and there's nothing you can do about it, so you might as well just let them go. And I do. But I just keep saying what I'm saying over and over and over and over again. And I have felt a bite of anger in the last few years. I mean, it's 10 years, So anyway, I'm not going to complain anymore. I'm going to turn a new leaf, thanks to Marcus Aurelius and my son Casey. Because here's what happened. I was sitting in one day and I'm listening to all these problems in our government. Every government in the world now they're throwing rocks, everybody burning the cars and the towns, they're on fire and bombing the capitals and doing this and that. It's insanity. I said, how can you possibly rule anymore? You have people that are violent, they're bullies, they're thugs, they're going to push their way, they're going to do this and that. He said, all you can do is read Marcus Aurelius. That's my son. So I said, I'll give it a shot. And he's right. But I would like to know what he really did would the general populace support you enough to overcome those factions that are so aggressive and so opinionated and so mean-spirited? How can you really deal with that? That's really where I was going with it with my son Casey. And he said, you just can't have violence. You just can't have violence. And I don't know. And I agree with that, because once violence starts, you can't turn that around. Almost impossible to turn that around to where everybody's happy again. I feel the extension of that olive branch full of olives and full of gifts and things like that. That's fine. and maybe it'll come back to you. If it doesn't, well, then maybe just sort of stay on your own and don't start trouble. But if there's an exchange, that's just nothing better than that. And when everybody feels secure with that other party, they don't have to build bombs and guns and borders and fences and barbed wire and listening devices and all that stuff. I mean, they're going to do that. It just seems to be people in power. And he said that. He says that too. He says when they're in power, that is their nature, to be very, very bullyish. And that's exactly what I found. Across the board, everywhere anybody that's in power has the idea that they should wield it in excess, is what I see, and take very little concern about the opinions or needs, really, of others. So if that's complaining, I guess I'm complaining. But I'm just bringing, I need to say things. It says have self-respect. Say the things that you mean. And say them for beneficial causes, not just to be nasty. And otherwise people will lose self-respect for you if you just hate people and you have nothing good to say. I sometimes display a little anger, yeah, absolutely. But, I felt like that I was being, pretty well disrespected, and as a reaction to that, the rest of society is not able to even speak. I mean, I'm serious. This is not just me, and this is not just my town or my state or my country. I'm serious. It's so big, it's unbelievable, the suppression of the ability, first of all, to rise up and speak and maintain a position in society. Really, that's what it boils down to. I think I'll probably leave it at that. Otherwise, I'll be complaining. So, but you should read this. Oh, this is fabulous. Listen to it. It's just only like 30 minutes long. Change your life. It will. It absolutely will. I guarantee you. Absolutely guarantee you. If it doesn't, I want you to say, that was nothing, the guy's just a meatball. Whatever you think. But I'll tell you something, you'll change your mind right now. I love you.